Welcome in Sports Talk at the stadium tonight from Death Valley Tiger Stadium at LSU, where South Carolina's losing season continued 45-24. The Gamecocks fall to LSU here in Baton Rouge. A game that was supposed to be played in Columbia, of course, was moved here to Baton Rouge. The folks here at LSU did everything they could prior to the game, at halftime, and after the game to make the Gamecocks feel as comfortable as possible. The band played the alma mater, played the fight song. They played Sandstorm for the Gamecocks. But once the game began, and as the game wore on, it became pretty evident that the LSU football team was having none of that as far as being courteous, and they were here to win a football game, and they pulled away in the second half to do just that. Our report here in Baton Rouge is presented by the South Carolina soybean farmers and their checkoff. Learn more at scsoybeans.org. Pork powered by soy. So the Gamecocks fall to 0-4 in the SEC for the first time since 1999 when they went 0-8 in league play and 0-11 overall. They actually led 3-0 after a field goal early in the game by Fry, and that's the first time all season that LSU has trailed in a game. It didn't take them long, however, to go back on top. They scored on their next possession to go up 7-3, and then a couple of possessions later, another touchdown for LSU, and it's a 14-3 game. It looks like things are getting out of hand, but then the Gamecock freshman Rashad Fenton returned the kickoff 96 yards to make it 14-10. First time since 2002 against Virginia. Matthew Thomas of the Gamecocks returned a kickoff for a touchdown. LSU kicked a field goal late in the half to go up 17-10, but the Gamecocks feeling pretty good about things. They had held Leonard Fournette to only 49 rushing yards. Now, they did everything they could to take away the running game. That meant something had to give, and the passing game was a little bit leaky in the first half. Brandon Harris threw for 135 yards in the first half. He was only averaging 157 passing yards per game coming in. However, in the third quarter, everything turned in LSU's favor, and it was Fournette that got it going on the first possession. 87-yard touchdown run by Fournette, and he just made a move and sped through the entire Gamecock second level and secondary to the end zone, and that really started things heading LSU's way at that point. Then, after the Gamecocks punted, Harris hits his wide receiver, Travin Doral, 62 yards. The ball was actually tipped. Not sure Doral was even the intended receiver on the play, but the ball, he was streaking down the sideline. The ball came to him. Gamecock secondary was making a play for the ball with the other receiver, and he had clear sailing after catching the tip ball to the end zone and the touchdown that really turned things in LSU's favor. It was 31-10 at that point. Orth did throw a 36-yard touchdown pass to Adams to make it 31-17 and keep the Gamecocks somewhat in the ball game, but then LSU scored again to go up 38-17. Orth then hit Pharaoh Cooper 43 yards to make it 38-24, but LSU scored an early touchdown in the fourth quarter, 45-24, and the Gamecocks did not scratch from there. The Gamecocks played without two of their regular starters, Brandon Wilds and Carlton Hurd. Interesting, Steve Spurrier said after the game that both players had been cleared by doctors to play, but both said that they weren't feeling up to it. Wilds was brought on the trip. Hurd was not. So the Gamecocks missing two offensive starters there. In terms of the overall numbers in the game, LSU with 396 rushing yards, 624 total yards. So the Gamecocks 283, 29 first downs to 12 in favor of LSU, 9 of 15 on third downs for LSU, and 2 of 2 on fourth down. So the Gamecock defense, once again, just as they did at Missouri, had trouble getting off the field. In terms of the individual numbers, it was actually Darius Geis who led LSU in rushing with 161 yards. He had a big game, but Fournette had 158. He goes over 1,000 yards after only 5 games. And Harris, who was not an accomplished thrower coming in, 18 of 28, 228 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The Gamecocks did not play that soft two-deep zone very much because they were so concerned about the run. Still, Harris was able to complete his passes. Perry Orth, 14 of 28, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception in the losing effort. And Sean Carson led the Gamecocks in rushing with 26 yards. Pharaoh Cooper had 7 catches for 105 yards. So the Gamecocks season continues to slip away. We are officially at the halfway point, 2-4 and 0-4 for the Gamecocks. They get ready for Vanderbilt, as Steve Spurrier said after the game. He hopes that they're able to match up with Vanderbilt and get their first SEC win. We don't know yet where that game will be played. Certainly, they hope to play it in Columbia, but a determination on that won't be made until later in the week. Tomorrow, here on sportstalksc.com, of course, we'll have Steve Spurrier's Sunday teleconference call for you, so you can hear what the Gamecock coach has to say after reviewing some of the film and thinking a little bit more about the way things played out here at LSU this evening. So once again, it's LSU taking down South Carolina 45-24, and the crowd about 45,000 or so, which is less than they had hoped for, but still not bad. They were very gracious to South Carolina, applauding the Gamecocks as they ran on the field and as they left the field after the game. But of course, their loudest cheers were saved for their team, as the LSU Tigers remain undefeated and very much a team in the hunt for the SEC West, the SEC Championship, and a spot in the National Championship. That'll do it for us. Sports Talk at the Stadium here at Tiger Stadium at LSU, brought to you by South Carolina soybean farmers and their checkoff. You can learn more at scsoybeans.org. Pork powered by soy.